Good morning everybody, welcome to my sofa session today, and I'm really excited to be down at Sparks Community Space with Becki and Charla, and we're going to talk about many things that we've got going on, and also we're going to talk about VVP. So this is your space, ladies, this is your time.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about Sparks Community Space?
Well, it all started because 10 years ago I had brain surgery, and that happened very quickly. So I went from working full time, absolutely loving life, really busy, and then called in and told you'll be blind by the summer unless you have emergency surgery. And I was like, okay, I don't need to think about this. And actually I went to bed that night and all I could think about is I'm not going to see my daughter in a wedding dress. Isn't that really how your brain goes into the most simplest of thoughts, but actually they mean the most? And I went, well, of
Totally get that as a mother.
Yeah, I thought I've got to go for surgery. So, and that's what happened. I had a VP shunt fitted, and for most people they will wake up absolutely fine, the fluid's starting to drain from behind your eyes, but for me I didn't bounce back the way that they thought I would, and so I have had a long journey of figuring out this new Becki, and I have hidden disabilities now of processes, so I don't do computer work very long at all now because I get very tired, and I can still just do the basics. Ask Charla. She has literally, since she's been on board in
Charla, your shadow, I believe.
She is more than that. She is absolutely a joy to work alongside, and we always say that in Spark. We walk side by side with people, and so for her to be in the team and literally has, I would say, not only made Spark beautiful with all the creative, because she's our creative director, beautiful in that sense, she's done a beauty with the team behind the scenes.
So within.
Yes, and that's where we're really passionate about, and she'll be, as the charity, now we're open, it's been a long
We
journey.
opened on the 20th of April.
Yeah, and so the whole ethos of Spark has been my journey for how am I, yes, I'm different, but I'm still okay. I'm not defined by my differences. My name is Becki, and hello. And I'm really passionate that people that walk through this door, we say hello, welcome. And then if they want to talk about their differences or what defines them, that's their choice. But Spark is about, we have people with quite a lot of really cruel diagnoses that have been put on their lives. But when they come in this door, for a couple of hours they are known by their name, and it really makes a difference to their well-being, to their mental health. And people say, how can a cup of tea and a slice of cake make a difference? Well, when you don't know how to get out of your home and you get the effort to come here, and we have people that will come here that will literally, this will take their whole effort. It's like climbing Mount Everest to them. They will get here and they will be so on high alert of anxiety that by the time we've given their cup of tea, you can literally see them calming down and literally sparking back into life. And that's why it's called Spark, so that people, when the lights go off and we might have had a bereavement of somebody really close to us, we might have a life-changing diagnosis said over us, but when they come in here, they're known by their name.
So
and that's where Spark is
back,
different.
aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, and that's all we are. And our cafe is called A Cup of Kindness. We are just offering that, aren't we? And Charla, I mean, she just brings the beauty, is all I can say.
That's very kind, making me blush. But I think I've only been working with Spark since January, so it's quite new to me, but it's been really interesting actually, learning a lot about Becki and her story and her journey, and really understanding that there are lots of people with unseen disabilities or unseen anxieties, and you don't know everybody's story, and it's really reminded me of that importance about that, not judging people, about being really open, and about just having that love and compassion for everybody that crosses your path.
I think what we forget about is we don't ever know who we're talking to, do we? We don't ever know who's really in front of us. and to be able to provide a space where people can feel comfortable, they can stay here, there's no time boundary here, they can come and go, they can meet people, they can sit in a safe space, actually makes their well-being grow. And I think that's what you've produced here. It's an incredible place here down in Portsmouth in Sparks. It's so much bigger than I envisaged it to be. It's really comfortable, and there's tea and cake, which is fabulous, but there's some other things going on as well that I wanted to ask you ladies about. Can you explain what the Ambassador Programme is?
Well, the Ambassador Programme actually came by somebody that saw how hard I worked. So it's been a whole volunteer team until recently. We've now got some staff members that the council grants are paying for. So the charity itself doesn't pay for any wages. It still is funded by people. But we realised that in the real world of business, people keep reminding me, Becki, in the real world, and I'm like, well, I've done pretty well for being in my little bubble. But in the real world, Spark obviously needs a sustainable flow of income. So we, somebody called Ian Skinner came alongside me and said, Becki,
I know Mr. Ian Skinner.
I know. He said, I think you should have an ambassador programme, and where companies and businesses can pay monthly into Spark and then help support the pressure of the finances. So, and I was like, Ian, no one's going to want to pay monthly. And he went, Becki, you do not know the beauty that you've created. And I was like, so it was a bit of tongue-in-cheek, the Ambassador Programme started, but I can honestly say now we have 11 ambassadors. And
I know a couple of them, and I'm really proud to actually know those fabulous people.
Yeah.
So if there's any other local businesses out there who want to support this incredible space down here, now is your time to get in touch with Becki or Charla at Sparks. Absolutely brilliant programme.
And it's quite a small amount of money. It starts from £50, so it's accessible.
Corporate
isn't
responsibilities,
it, for people?
everybody. Corporate responsibility.
And we've had, loads of lovely businesses come in, and you only have to be in Spark and feel what Spark is about to realise how much that small amount can make such a big impact. Because we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're open 11 till 2. We have a pay what you can afford approach to our cafe, because
I noticed that on the open day. Pay what you can afford. What a fabulous thing to do. You've set such a precedent out there with just those few words, because people won't feel obligated that they've come in and have they got their £3.50 for their coffee. It doesn't matter.
And there's a reason behind the pay what you can afford, and that is during when I was getting better, I always say that, I didn't know about the benefit systems. I didn't know about anything really, because you go from working full time to nothing, and you're not well enough to find out any systems or what's available. And my husband, he was very good and he was very kind, and he would never ever say to me, oh, where are you spending the money? But there's something about owning your own money sometimes, and you just think, you go for a cup of tea and a piece of cake, that's over £5. And so I would go out for a cup of tea, over time with my friends, and I would be like, I'd choose the cheapest thing on the menu, because I wouldn't want anybody else in that group to know that actually I couldn't afford it. If I went out for lunch, I would have the soup, because then I didn't need the drink. So I became very aware of how I felt. I felt like, well, I'm not very well. I'm trying to figure out who I am.
Did you feel quite powerless then?
Absolutely, absolutely. And yet my husband would always say, just take the card, and then he'd say, oh, I see you've been for coffee today. And he would do it in jest, but I would go, oh. And there's something about, so the pay what you can afford is, it's not free. There's a difference. So it's not a free service. This is
so you're still making everything valuable, aren't you?
Because there's worth. When you come into this space, when you come in, you're coming into my best. What we have here is me giving my best. This isn't come with that will do, or I'll have that will do. This is like, this is my best. So with companies and people on board helping, we then get your best to shine. If we would love to have maybe a nicer sofa and all this sort of stuff, but you know what you have today is my best. And therefore, when you come in here and people say, oh, it's free then. No, I've given my best because you are worth it. So when people come through the door, we serve the best cake. We have cake from the 10th hole donate 2 cakes a week, and the Queen's Hotel donate every week. And then we have people now come in to make cakes. Because I want people to feel they have worth when they come in that door. I don't want a cheap brand and people feel like, oh, I want them to come in knowing that we've given the best. They have the best coffee, Ireland Tea and Coffee. They give it to us at cost. They're giving us free machines so that we can serve the people of Portsmouth the best, because there's value in that. So then you can help somebody by going, here's a cup of tea. This is the best tea I can give you. But also, I'm giving you the best cake.
Yeah.
And it's like, now we're opening an extra day a week. We don't know how that extra day is going to look for our funding. So we're just going, well, we've got an oven.
Yeah.
We've got Tesco's just there. We can go and get some ingredients and we can start baking. And that's the reason why we wanted an oven.
Sparks Bake Off.
I know.
I think that could be something in the mix, couldn't it?
Do you know what's interesting is that baking is some people's spark, and this is all about encouraging people to connect.
I need lots of lessons.
Yeah, but it's all about encouraging people to find their spark, whatever it is. And we've had some of the volunteers bake cakes this last couple of weeks, and you can just see in them they've really enjoyed it.
And Anne keeps going, oh, the cakes don't come out like this in my oven, because they just looked amazing, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Anne's lemon drizzle, tray bake is amazing. And I just think that it's like Charla, she has, her head is so wanting to be creative now. Now this is her time. We're now finished with the prep.
Yeah.
Now it's time
Now
to
it's
shine.
time to shine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that will grow. So we're not in any race.
No.
It's not. It's like when people coming in, they go, oh, they expect a cafe service. No, if you want cafe service, you go down the road. This is a community space. We happen to serve cake and a cuppa, but we're not actually a cafe where we're not going to serve you fast, but we'll be the friendliest.
Yeah. Lovely, lovely, really lovely. So what else is going on? You've got a couple of events coming up, haven't you? What are they?
We have our very first golf day in May. So that's coming up, and that's run by Sandy Doyle.
Is that the 19th of May? Is that right? Saturday?
This is no. Do you know what? We'll
find out the date. We'll let you know the
because
exact
I'm not doing
date.
that date. I know it's.
Yes.
I'll get
It's
it
in
on
May.
my
Watch
phone.
this space
Yes.
for the date.
To be confirmed.
It's on my phone. I'm not And then we have a summer ball, which is Friday the 9th of September. I know that one because that's in my head.
Yes.
The dates. I get muddled with dates. But
And where can people find out?
everything's on our
Please.
website.
Brilliant.
So if you go onto Spark Community Space, on the very front page there's a little link that says Golf Day, there's a little link that says the Summer Ball, and they're both really great events. We know the Golf Day is at Rowlands Castle Golf Club, and the Summer Ball is at the Village Hotel, and both just
Cosham.
and both just feed and fund. Because we only have one heater that's above the door, so we're looking to get heating in here for next winter, and so there's still lots of stuff to do, but our aim now is we're open,
And now you can grow with the help of everybody locally, business and people. That's what we want, isn't it?
we're socially prescribed now by 10 doctor surgeries in the city as a safe place for people.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, because we are helping people that are socially isolated in a very informal way. You know, so we're not pathwaying people into one-to-one things that we run here, but we will show them around the city where other great charities are supporting.
So you're a signposter as well then, aren't you?
Yeah. We're not saying that we're going to be a life-changing option. We're just giving you a different choice today that you can wake up and say, do you know what, I choose to come to Spark today. And do you know what, if you make it, that's great. The fact that you got out of bed trying, tick that box to say, do you know what, I tried, I got to the front door. You know, tomorrow try again, and you might get to down the road. And that's how my journey started. I walked 5 minutes every day, and then I got up to 6 minutes, and that's
like
how
we say, little steps.
and really be proud of yourself. You know, the amount of times we have people that just make it here. Well, when we were in our temporary home, you know, we'll open the doors this week. But they would get in and they would just, you could see the relief and the energy that it took to get them, and then they go, and they start to breathe and they realise, oh, it's not so scary, you know. But I understand that. I still to this day don't go anywhere on my own in a new place. Can you believe that?
After what you've been through, I probably can. And there's many people out there that would have gone through similar and different things, impacted things in their life, no matter what they are. And the biggest emotion that comes from any of that is anxiety.
Yeah.
And anxiety, I think it's 1 in 3 people suffer with anxiety. And if you've got a safe space like here at Sparks, that you can lessen that you've got other people who are on a similar journey,
you're not
that
alone.
makes it safe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we have so many volunteers. So because this space is all new to us, so we'll be learning. So when people come in, they'll be coming into a learning model, we call it, and so we'll be there. You know, there might be a volunteer sat here, and they'll just be chatting away. You'll never be on your own. That's the beauty of Spark. You come in on your own, but you leave with friends. You
And
know,
families.
We are to some people a family. Yeah, and we don't say you're part of a Spark team. We say you're part of the Spark family.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. So if I was to ask you what I ask everybody on my sofa sessions, and that's 3 things, and that's your vision, value, and purpose. So what is the vision of Sparks Community Space?
You
Shall I say my vision?
You
that I
say.
had?
Go for it.
Because although I've been here for a short time, I realised the impact. Even when we've had our launch and we were open Saturday, I was explaining Spark to people, and every person I spoke to admitted that they were lonely in some way, whether they were 20, 40, 60. So already you can feel how much this place is needed. So I said to Becki, like, let's work on this as a bit of a blueprint, so that every city can have its own Spark wherever they need it in the country. So maybe there's
what a vision.
there's
That's
some other
fabulous.
places locally, but Becki is so keen on sharing what she's learned and what's got her here, and supporting other charities. Why not have a whole kind of a whole series of Sparks popping up,
spreading the spark
in other
Lovely.
Places, because I think loneliness is it's
everyone
all around
everyone
us.
goes through loneliness.
You can be in a room of people and feel
Absolutely,
lonely,
you
and
can.
again, it's that unseen loneliness that maybe you don't realise. So supporting that in other cities, I think that would be amazing.
Are you ready for her?
Yeah.
I just think it's great because the idea now is for me to be seen less. And people laugh at that, because I said, no, I never wanted my face seen. I wanted to stay in the background, and of course Spark, to be seen and to be known, it had to have a story and the purpose, and now I just love it, the fact that other people are getting the buzz and because they see the beauty of it, you know. And I never micromanage anybody. I just go fly, you know. And that was the deal when Charla joined the team, was as long as your shining light does not get dimmed by Spark, but you carry on and you keep growing and learning and sparking, I said, then you're part of the team. And that's my vision, is the fact that when people come in here, you know, they just literally realise, oh my gosh, anything is possible if you're told yes. You know, if you're told, cool, yes, no here, you know, and I love it. I love seeing the well-being programs that, you know, are starting and going to start, and the vision here is like, woohoo, you wait for it, girl.
Yes, big, going for it, for it.
But in a really measured way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 2 years we've been a charity, and this is what's happened in 2 years. In a year's time, watch this space.
I was just about to say, watch this space. This space is Spark space.
Yeah.
Value then. What would you say your main values are?
Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a value, and it doesn't matter what you think you are and your worth. We know and see your worth, and that's the beauty and the value of Spark. Is it's not defined by your income. It's not defined by your job title. It's not defined by your disability. It's come in and be more than you think, because you can do more than you think.
That's fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. And that is your purpose all wrapped up.
Yeah.
So that's your VVP. Fabulous,
I
really
think there's something
fantastic.
beautiful Becki always says about seeing the unseen, and I think that's a really big part of Spark's message.
Yes,
In a safe place to be able to do that.
Yes.
And somebody, even on the opening, people were asking me, who's famous that's going to cut the ribbon? What celebrity are you going to get? And I just kept it quiet for right until the day. And we had our first customer in our pilot scheme, Kitty, Miss Kitty, who was 98, and David, who stood by me for years as the pilot scheme, and just opened up faithfully every day with me, and he would close faithfully every day with me. And they're the ones that cut the ribbon, because I always stand by what I say, and that is we will celebrate somebody that's unseen to be seen. Even to the design of our kitchen, David would be happily doing the dishwasher out the back in our temporary homes. Well, guess what? The dishwasher's front and central, because no one is ever going to be unseen in Spark.
Fabulous, thanks ladies.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, it's been fantastic. I said it would be fantastic, and it is. If you want to join me on the sofa, if you're a business who wants some visibility, a charity, I'm here to support local. You know how to find me, LinkedIn, and you know my website, www.sbbusinesssupport.co.uk. Again, ladies, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.